What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Blood, Sweat, and Beers. Here in the Southeast, we are lucky to have relatively mild winters. That allows us to ride our bikes year-round. But, with that said, winters here certainly come with its shares of challenges. While we rarely have any accumulation of snow, we do get freezing temps, rain, and some snowfall. Magical. Winter months here tend to make the trails quite soggy, and it isn't uncommon for the local trail systems to close because of it. Along with lift access bike parks transition back into their original purpose, ski resorts, makes finding somewhere to ride sometimes rather difficult. So, how do you keep the stoke high when the weather outside isn't ideal? How do you keep progressing? For the crew and myself, that answer lies about 2 hours away. Windrock Bike Park.
We at the Windrock Bike Park right now, brethren.
While most other bike parks have shifted their focus to snowmaking and lifting skiers and snowboarders to the top in search of perfect pow, Windrock is running shuttles to the top 7 days a week, full of hardcore mountain bikers in search of hero dirt. When local trail systems all over are closing trailheads, so to preserve their perfectly manicured trails, Windrock is saying, hold my beer. If you can surf your way down straight Jiffy peanut butter, we don't mind a few ruts. Windrock has quickly become my home for the winter, and the crew up there has been hard at work. We've got a lot to cover to get you up to speed on the last few weeks. Firstly, Talladega. They have rerouted the entrance to Talladega, along with resurfacing the majority of it. Talladega was once a trail so overrun with braking bumps that we would hardly ride it, but now is living up to the potential that has always been there, and it's running better than ever.
Yeah, no, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, and they milling nothing. Money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket, and you get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket, yeah. I still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no, she don't shade the night. You know, Russell was the way I get low and stay in the pocket. I get paid to do my dance like a touchdown. Yeah, I can't do no time to leave that gun around. In my teens, we were acting up and running around. Now we're grown, sticking to it if it's necessary. On the ground from January to January. Never met nobody who retired when they were young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around a month and every February. Told them side, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Yeah. Told them side, no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted. I own everything around me, you can say it's rented. Not talking low numbers when I'm talking 7 digits. Earning by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them poppy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot, then hit the bank. Can't ever change, still roll the change. Captain saved and paid, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Tell me feeling bubbly up the rose. A minute, but I got it out the slow way. Friends turn to foes, haters till I'm go away. Rappers making shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them slide, no electric. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Yeah. Told them slide, no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.
Seltzer. The Coors Light. Coors and the old duels.
Windrock is now offering private lessons, which I took advantage of. I met up with Corey Rimmer, who followed me around for 2 hours, telling me areas of my riding that I do well, along with helpful feedback on areas that need work.
First thing I noticed is you prefer to turn left.
Yes, I think I do for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because your body position when you turn left is like really, really good. Like you're steering with your hips, pointing your belly button the direction you want to go. On the right hand turns, I can tell you're wanting to do that, but it's just not quite happening.
Okay.
So like that very, after like the jump line, we go into the woods and there's that kind of fall away to right-hander with that big root in the middle,
Yep.
braking zone. So there, it's like I could tell you wanted to do it, but it just wasn't happening. And so what happens is, here's your body, here's your bike. You're coming in, and if you try to turn your body or bike at the same time, it's a lot harder, right? Because the hardest part about cornering is making our mass change direction. So on your right-hand turns, you're doing a really good job. As you come into the corner, you turn your body first before you get to the corner, and then it's easy to turn your bike underneath you. So you need to, in your mind, you're going to be thinking you're going to be exaggerating it.
Okay.
Because in your mind right now, you may be thinking you're turning your hips to the right, but you're not.
Okay.
So on your right-hand turns, I really want you to exaggerate the turning of those hips.
Okay.
Okay, let's give it a try. When you're riding, the goal is to keep your body as steady as possible. That's what control is, right? It's easy to move our 35-pound bike. It's not so easy to move our 180-pound body or whatever, you know? So being able to control our body is the goal, right? In order to do that on straightaways, what I think about is I have a glass of water sitting on my helmet. I don't want to spill it.
Okay.
I can tell you, okay, you need to relax your legs here, your arms there, whatever. But it's just going to be a lot easier for you if you just think about keeping that head as still as possible. So you're just riding like that.
You be still, let the bike do what it does.
Exactly. It's two separate entities.
Yep.
Like you should just be going like this, and your bike can just do whatever, right?
Okay.
One thing though, body-wise, is on that high-speed chatter stuff, definitely drop the heels.
Okay.
Right. Your heels were like a little
level.
bowed. Yeah.
Okay.
And what that does is creates natural suspension out of the foot.
Okay.
And flat pedal riders benefit a lot from it because now my foot's going to stick to the pedal.
Okay.
Braking, always dropped heels, right? Okay, cool. You go down that way?
Yep.
Cool. So through here, there's a lot of like undulations, ups, downs. Really exaggerate your body language to focus on that glass of water.
Okay.
You know, if you're in a race situation, the fastest way is always straight point A to point B.
Right.
And a lot of people only focus on their cornering, right? They're trying to straight line corners and things like that. But you got to think about vertically too. Anytime your body goes up or down, that's loss of forward momentum. Okay. And another thing is when we keep our head calm, it makes the situation seem calm. So you ever see someone, their bike's kind of, it like kicks out, right? If you just point your body and your head, everything is always the direction you want to go, right? And the calmer you can keep your head, and plus you have the fluid in your ears that help you balance. Yes. Keeping that calm increases your balance, right? Okay. So, and you know, you mentioned pumping. Pumping is definitely something that you will want to integrate in certain areas, but it's hard to be, like what I'm trying to teach you now is being passive. Okay. Being kind of almost like a passenger, right? Yep. You're not a stiff passenger, but you're still a passenger. You're just letting the bike do its thing. It's hard to be active, pumping, jumping, you know, snapping corners if you're not good at being passive. Okay. Right? And especially at a place like Windrock, where getting your momentum back from a mistake is easy as letting off your brakes, right? Because everything's steep. Everything. And anytime you get airborne here, your speed increases, right? Windrock's all about speed management, right? You're trying to constantly scrub speed off. Yep. You're not trying to gain speed. Right. So being passive really helps with that. It helps with just control over it. It's the foundation, really.
Okay.
So we'll continue to practice that for now.
What I learned in my private lesson was invaluable. And if you have the opportunity to get a private lesson, I would highly recommend it, no matter your skill level. But unfortunately, we've barely scratched the surface on what I learned that day. I'll dive deeper in another video later on, but for now, we've got more to talk about.
You and down?
Windrock is also currently running their winter race series. So, me and the crew decided to give it a shot. And it may very well have been the worst conditions I've ever ridden in. No big deal, man. Don't worry about it. Fuck. Y'all ready to race the rock?
I'm so ready.
Pin it to win it?
I've already moved this grip.
No, I have not.
Alright, go.
Good. This is first time.
Definitely not hitting it.
Perfect day for first time, right?
Crush it, Alex.
Good.
Don't. Nope.
Stop that, Alex.
Don't do that. Watch you win.
Brad, I crashed.
You know what? Just have fun. But remember, winners have the most fun. Kill it.
Yes, sir. Here's my second. 3, 2, 1.
Kill it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We all had a blast seeing who was able to put down the fastest time in the mud. A little over 70 riders came out. And it was awesome to see what some of them were capable of. And we can't wait to do it again. All in all, these past few weeks spent riding the rock have been some of the best times I've had there. We even had a huge crew out there to celebrate Rich's, aka Semi-Sendy's birthday, who by the way has recently blown right past 1,000 subscribers. And if you haven't already, go check him out. He's absolutely killing it.
Cheers on that one. Yeah. Cheers, bro.
Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dickel. Happy birthday to you.
Fired up! Fired up!
Woo! I'm stoked looking back at past videos and thinking back to my first times coming to Windrock and seeing how far we've all come. Riding this place isn't an easy task at all, but we're getting better at it. And I'm grateful to have a place like this to ride when winter is hitting full force. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. This is still a relatively new channel, and I'm still learning. And I greatly appreciate your support. If you've enjoyed this video, it'd be awesome if you could hit that subscribe button. And until next time, eat, drink, and ride mostly downhill.